So in my opinion, the Lakers are already winning free agency. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's DLloyd, and many of you guys know, yes, I am a Lakers fan, and I might be a little biased towards my opinions, but I have to say, as of just, 2 hours into free agency, the Lakers are already winning it. Going into this free agency period, the Lakers were trying to maintain a lot of their current players, but also bring in guys that were defensive minded and could buy into the scheme of what the Lakers are trying to do under Darvin Ham. And so far, they are doing just that. In a surprising move, the actual first player the Lakers signed was Taurean Prince from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Timberwolves declined a $7 million option, so he became an unrestricted free agent, and the Lakers scooped him up for $4.5 million using the biannual deal that they have, or exception that they have, to bring him in. And I love the deal. I definitely love the deal. I think he's going to be worth that because he is a 3-and-D guy that the Lakers need. He could come in off the bench with his length. He shot 38% from three, which already makes him one of the best shooters on the Lakers roster because that is definitely a weakness for them. But Darvin Ham wants gritty guys. He wants guys that can get it done on the defensive end. He could do just that. And then you're going to pair him with a guy like Jared Vanderbilt. They're going to give a lot of wings problems, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. The next signing was another surprise, and that was Gabe Vincent coming from the Miami Heat. Now, going into today, everybody was talking about, could Bruce Brown be the guy the Lakers go get with that mid-level exception? Because the Lakers, they had to get rid of a couple of guys to even get money to have that mid-level exception be even available, and they did just that by getting rid of Malik Beasley, and then of course they decided to waive Mo Bamba as well. Now that does not rule them out. I definitely think Mo Bamba especially could potentially come back and still be a Laker, but they had to go ahead and waive him. Malik Beasley was scheduled to make $16 million. Mo Bamba was scheduled to make 10. So you got rid of them. You then opened up your mid-level exception, and we were able to bring in Gabe Vincent. Once again, he is a defensive-minded guy. Now, his size does leave a little, you want a little bit more. You want a little bit more. 6'3". He's not the shortest guy in the world, but the Lakers are going to have to play him primarily at point guard. And you typically see the type of guards the Lakers like are guys that could play the 1 and the 2. They are combo guards. I think Gabe Vincent is going to be more squarely in that point guard role. I don't really see him as your off-ball guy too much, even though we know he can do that. But he was a vital part and a vital piece to that Miami Heat team that just made a run to make it to the NBA Finals. He upped pretty much every category that he had in the regular season during the playoffs. So he's not afraid of the big moments. In fact, he thrived in the big moments, giving you 11 points a game in the playoffs. Granted, he is not the greatest shooter in the world, only shooting 33% from three last season. So that could, leave a little bit to be desired. But the problem with bringing in Gabe Vincent means you're going to lose one of the guards that you already have on your team. We know it's not going to be Austin Reeves, and we know it's probably not going to be D'Angelo Russell, which means the odd man out is going to be Dennis Schroeder. Now, I am a fan of Dennis Schroeder. I know a lot of people may not care about his game, but I truly like Dennis Schroeder and that grit he kind of brings to the Lakers. And I kind of feel bad for him because this is the second time he came with the Lakers, plays solid, and he's going to be one and done, man. But I think you get a little bit of an upgrade with Gabe Vincent, a guy who could really get after on the defensive end. So can Dennis Schroeder at times. He was more of the on-point type of guy. He'll go after, get those steals. Gabe Vincent is more of a solid defender, but both of them not the strongest three-point shooters. I do think you would have to respect Gabe Vincent a little bit more because we've seen in the playoffs, Dennis Schroeder was just left wide open to shoot threes. I don't think they will leave Gabe Vincent just wide open, which means it helps with the spacing. It gives a little bit more room for LeBron, Rui, and AD to operate in the post. So I like this signing. He did use the full mid-level or most of the mid-level exception, around $11 million. So we do have a little bit left that we could give maybe a potential raise to a vet minimum type of guy. But overall, I like this signing. I wasn't initially in love with it, but kind of talked myself into it, and I like the signing of Gabe Vincent. The next signing was bringing back Rui Hachimura. Now he is coming back on a 3-year, $51 million contract. This is a little bit more than I expected the Lakers to pay. I was thinking around the $14-15 million a year range. Instead, you're looking at the $17 million plus a year range. So definitely a little bit more on the pricier side, but he's a guy that we needed to bring back along with Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. Those are the three main guys that we wanted to bring back. We got one of the deals done. Rui was the first guy that we made a trade for before the trade deadline, actually a couple weeks before the trade deadline, and he played well. He had those up and down moments. He played well, especially in the playoffs. He came up big for us, and I think Rui is just that type of guy the Lakers needed as well. He has a solid frame. He could work down low. He could hit that mid-range jumper. Not the strongest three-point shooter, but we did see him at times get hot, and he is capable of shooting that three, and that is the important thing. But I think Rui enjoyed his time in LA. The Lakers and Lakers fans enjoyed Rui, so all in out, I like him coming back, man. Big time signing for us. But we were not done, because the last surprise signing, which we got wind of right before free agency kicked off, but it was a longer deal than I thought, was Cam Reddish. Now, Cam Reddish we seen could potentially come on a vet minimum. I was not expecting a 2-year deal from that. So he has a veteran minimum this year. He has a player option. So if he comes, he balls, has a good year, like a Malik Monk type of guy, where he's on a prove-it deal, outplays his contract, and next year team is willing to give him more money, he will opt out, and this will just be a 1-year deal. If things go left, he will pick up that option. He will guarantee himself a spot in the league. But I like it. You're taking a flyer on a guy that was a lottery pick, a guy that was one of the top players in high school in the nation, and a guy that can stretch the floor and shoot a little bit. He could provide some scoring from the wing. You want him to be more consistent, and that is the most important thing. We have not seen that from Cam Reddish, and either if it stops in Atlanta, hasn't been consistent, really didn't get any playing time in New York with the Knicks, and then with the Portland Trail Blazers, just wasn't consistent there either. So hopefully he's a guy that can, give us some spark. You would have to assume bringing him in for sure. I mean, he probably wasn't coming back anyway, but Lonnie Walker is out, and I even think Malik Beasley is probably gone, because the Lakers roster right now is very, very wing and guard heavy. Now we have to turn and try to get some centers and some big men. The reason why they didn't really do it, in my opinion, was you look at the market. Yeah, you have guys like a Brook Lopez, who is probably going to command a little bit more than the mid-level exception. The Lakers thought maybe he was in play for that mid-level exception, but when Jakob Poeltl signed the 4-year, $80 million deal with the Raptors, that blew that all the way out the water, because we know Brook Lopez should get paid more annually than Poeltl. So that was out the window, and there's really no other center that you want to spend that much money on. So that's why I think Mo Bamba potentially coming back. I think we've seen the market now where a lot of these bigs are going to be on minimum deals. We do have about $1 million to play with that we could, provide more over the minimum. So maybe that could entice somebody. So that is so far the moves. I think the Lakers, they built the foundation. They did not go away from what they built before, which was a fear of mine, because the Lakers typically and historically go after the big names. We've seen it with Russell Westbrook, right? They had a squad already. They traded Kyle Kuzma and all the other pieces to go get Russell Westbrook. It did not work out. You have a young team. Yes, it did not pan out in the playoffs, but you have to remember the Lakers were only a team for a few months and then battled in the playoffs and played good. So you give them now an entire training camp, an entire year to figure things out. I think they will be in a good spot. And on top of that, you pretty much have the roster done a few hours into free agency. You have to get your bigs sorted out. You have about 4 roster spots to fill out. And then, of course, you're waiting on to see what happens with Austin Reeves. The Lakers are probably going to match anything that takes place. And then DLloyd, can you get him around $20 million? A little bit less than that? I think so. The rumor has been 2 years, $40 million with a player option or a team option on that second year. I like that. I think that is doable, man. So all in all, like I said, super excited about what the Lakers have done with this roster so far. man, they're winning free agency in my opinion. But you guys let me know, what do you guys think about the Lakers moves? Do you think another team has made better moves? We have seen some surprising signings, mainly the Fred VanVleet one. That one crazy. The Bruce Brown one crazy. I'll probably make a recap video talking about other free agency moves, but of course I had to talk about my Lakers and give you guys my opinions on that. But you guys let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. It's DLloyd. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.